Hello friends. So today we will discuss about Velero server. So Velero is a tool. It is open source tool which is mainly used for the backup and restoration of the Kubernetes cluster. So here we are using the Azure AKS cluster, and on the AKS cluster I have set up the Velero server, and then we can trigger the backup. First we will explain the architecture of the Velero server and so we have one AKS cluster. This is our AKS cluster. Over that we have set up Velero server, and we are using the storage account for to storing our the backup item. So the object will be stored over this storage account. So we are creating the container inside the storage account to store our backup item. And this is our end user, or we can say our personal laptop or jumpbox, where we can access our cluster jumpbox. So how we connect from jumpbox to this cluster? So we have installed the plugins over it to connect our AKS cluster. The plugins name is kubectl, and one is for Velero client. So Velero client is a plugin, or we can say it's an agent to access our Velero server. The, and kubectl we can access our AKS cluster, and our Velero server data has been backed up over the storage account. So this is the architecture, like how Velero server work. We have install the Velero client over the jumpbox over the personal laptop, from where we have to access the Velero server, and we have also installed the kubectl over the jumpbox so that we can access our AKS cluster through kubectl command. And you already aware of this command, kubectl get node, and so that we can get the details about the node. So once we install the Velero server and Velero client, then we have to check the status of the backup with this command kubectl get backup, or we can create a new backup kubectl create backup. So it will trigger a new backup for the entire namespace, entire the pod deployment file. We can take the backup from the Velero server. So now we are going to jump over the our lab, and I will show you how to set up the Velero server over the AKS client. So here we are using this storage account for storing our backup all things will be stored in our container. So I have already created this storage account, so we can use this storage account as a backup location, so that our resource will be used in this location, like this. So our backup data will be stored in this location. So earlier I have already configured, so you can see some resources are stored here in the backup folder. So this is the name of the backup what I have took few days back. So we can see it full backup on 22nd March. This is the uh, this is the details of the backup what we have took earlier. And we have already AKS cluster in our environment. So sort India. This cluster. So I'm going to connect this cluster. Let's see if cluster is working or not. First we have to connect our jump box. So this is our jump box. We have to copy this public IP. Now I'm connected over my jump box. Now we are going to connect our AKS cluster. So I have to copy this command. This is the credential so that we can access our cluster. So it's already there. So we have to overwrite this config file. Now we have to check I am on the correct cluster or not. So with this command kubectl cluster info, kubectl get node. So now I am on the right cluster and our worker node is on ready state. So we have to change the font size a bit. Okay, apply. So in our case, I have already running our Velero server kubectl getNS. So Velero is already running over it here. So now I want to install our Velero server over this another cluster. This one upgrade AKS. I have to connect this cluster. kubectl get node. So here we don't have any namespace with the Velero, so I have to install the Velero server here. kubectl get pod -a. So there is no any pod is running inside this Velero namespace. No Velero server has been set up, so I'm going to create a Velero server here. So I have to first create a storage account for that. So we can use this storage kernel account. So before to install Velero server, we have to set first credential file. So in the credential file, we have to define all the service principal details so that our Velero server will authenticate to Azure. So I have already created this app registration over the Active Directory. So now we can copy paste these details over the server. Yeah, credentials. So I have to copy the resource group of our AKS cluster, which cluster I want to take the backup. So I have to copy the resource group of the cluster where our AKS running over this resource group. So we have to copy these things and we have to update here. So now I have created the credential file. So this is for secrets file, we can say it here, and this is the command. This is the command to run our Velero server. So here what is Velero install, provider is Azure. So our AKS running over the AKS using the Azure provider. So we have using this plugin for the Velero server, and this is the bucket name what we are using. So bucket name should be our storage account container name. So I have to go there, storage account, and the container name is Velero bucket. Backup storage locations. What are the resource group name of the storage account? So in our case, the resource group name is Velero SG. So storage account name is this one, Velero SG. It's a resource group name, so we have to paste it here, resource group name, and storage account name is Velero backup 34. So storage account is Velero backup 34. What are the subscription ID? So we have to copy it here. So this is our subscription ID. And this is our secrets file what we have created. So now I am going to run this command, Velero install. This is our credential file. Now we have to run this command. So here Velero install, provider is Azure, plugins. We have the use this plugins. It is the name of the image, but the Velero will be use this image as a plugins. And what are the bucket name where the backup data will be stored in this bucket. And the backup location config, we have to define the resource group name, we have defined the storage account name, and we have defined the subscription name. And the and the second one is secrets, what we have created in this credential file. So that's why, so that they can authenticate to Azure our Velero server. And the namespace should be Velero. Now we are going to try run. Now run this command. So this is the YAML file created here. So I have to check this one. We have to increase the CPU and memory. I have increased the memory size of this Velero server. Now I am going to execute this YAML file kubectl apply -f velero -new.yaml. Name kubectl spelling typo mistake kubectl. Now it is created. So we have to check the status kubectl get ns. So now Velero namespace has been created. Now we have to check all pods status in this namespace. Now our pod is running over this. Now our Velero server has been set up and the pod is up and running straight. We have kubectl describe pod -n Velero. So there's no issue in the events, like all are pulling successfully, image are pulled successfully, created container, and all things are seems good. Now we are going to trigger the backup. So this is the command for the backup. kubectl get ns kubectl get all. So first I have to create uh, one application, this Tomcat application. So pi Tomcat, we have to define the namespace. Namespace Tomcat. Now I'm going to create namespace sudo su kubectl create namespace Tomcat. Now I'm going to edit the YAML file and add a namespace inside the YAML file. We are deploying this application kubectl apply -f Tomcat .yaml. Now it is created. We have to check the status. kubectl get all -n tomcat. So now both pods are up and running fine. Then we are going to take the backup of this namespace. So we are using this command, namespace would be tomcat. It's created Velero get backup. So now we can see it here. We have already completed this namespace. This namespace backup, full backup Tomcat. So I want to check the status of this backup. Like how many resource will be, how many resource have been backup in this namespace. So we are using this command Velero backup describe. Velero backup describes and the name of the backup. So it will the list of the what are the started time, what are the completed time, and what are the phase. We have to check it here. Now I want to get the list of all details what they have took the backup. So it will show all the details what are the resource lists they have take the backup. It's showing the deployment file, replica set, config map, events, namespace, pod, all the pod which is running inside this namespace, what are all the secrets, what are the service account. So all things they have take the backup. It will we have to validate with this command, and we can also validate what all the resource they have been backup by this Velero server. So this is the very important command to validate our backup is successfully or not. And we can also check the status of backup with this command Velero get backup. So now it is showing the status is completed. So we can also validate this thing from the storage account also. So we have created this storage account. Inside the storage account we have container. Inside the container we have created the bucket. Under the bucket we have option with backup. Now we are validate from this here the full backup tomcat has been created here. So this is the time I have triggered the backup at this time frame 11.4. So this is the file, but they have take the backup in this .gz file, JSON file, and they have all detail we can see it here from the storage account. So now I am going to delete the entire namespace and let's see what happened when we go to restore. It will restore from it backup or not. So that thing we'll discuss in the next video. So kindly subscribe my channel and you will get the notification over the you will get the notification when we upload any new video. So please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.